Good morning. Welcome to my first Come Paint With Me, at least the first one that I'm publishing so far anyway. My painting is process painting. I almost always use a 16 by 20 inch canvas, sometimes paper. I've been preferring acrylic paints, and beyond that, don't really know what's going to happen. I am open to being drawn to whatever color speaks to me today at this moment, and whichever brush or knife, and I just have at it. I'm not here to suggest what colors you use or what strokes or techniques. I'm here to encourage you to just let loose and have at it like you're a 4-year-old with your paints and you don't know anything about rules or do's and don'ts. This color is calling to me first today so far. In my mind, I'm thinking, I've been attracted to curves lately, like rounded shapes. But it's not about my mind. So I'm going to ask my mind to please leave now, go walk a labyrinth. It knows how to do that. And let me just play. So, actually present is more of a straight line, starting out anyway. Do you like the sound? Some people would make music out of it, perhaps. And we're going to have some wings here. I don't like to waste anything, so I usually wipe off my brush on this paper that you saw with the curves. And after a number of days, it sometimes turns into another painting. And sometimes I really like it. If you're a person who likes to do careful, studied, practiced, tedious work, probably change the channel. Ooh, the yellow wants to be here now. Many times I use the same brush, the same knife, without cleaning it off except for wiping it, because I love it when the colors get blended with each other. It makes a nice green here where they blend. I'm wanting some texture here. We're done with that knife. For my texture, I love putting paint on as thick as I can. Sometimes I have to let my paintings dry flat because otherwise they might run all over. I like this knife for some texture. Okay. The paintings are usually abstract, most often, lately. But sometimes a landscape emerges. Seems like if I put blue near the top of a painting, it wants to be the sky. This is my favorite knife at the moment. I don't know why. I just love its little roundness. It's so cute. Oh, and it goes on nice and thick. And that's enough of that. Surprise. Thinking purple, but I have a limited palette here because maybe I could make some purple because I usually paint in a different room, but the computer's better in this room. All right, let's see. Are we gonna get some purple here or? Oh, I love this. Drips of color. One time I did put a canvas in my bathtub and painted with my feet. More than once. It's really nice to have all the freedom you can get. Now this color is very similar to that color. What's this? A teal blue day. Oh, I'm still using this brush, this knife. I'm going to make it down to there. By hook or by crook, we are going to make it into there. After the painting's finished, sometimes I can see like the effects of my mood or my emotions on it. Like the day after Van Halen died, I ended up doing an abstract, but it looked like an electric guitar to me and others. The other day, my husband and I were challenged, and this is the painting that came out of that emotion. Some orange glad. I think part of why it's so much fun for me to paint this way, and it might not be for another person, is because I have design judgment per Johnson O'Connor Research Institute. I have it to a very high degree. And what that means is I don't need things to be one lamp here, one end table, one end table, all totally balanced. I like to balance things in an unequal way. And I think, I could be wrong, maybe people who like that would love to do abstract painting also. But there's something about looking at the painting and what does it need where on it that I enjoy very much. It's interesting having a, I don't know how to tell if anybody is here with me. If you are, welcome. I'm really happy to have you here. I like this green very much. It's semi-opaque, and in areas where you leave it darker, thicker looks darker. And I just love some of the effects you can create with that. I almost always end up doing leaves just because of the way it looks. But I think we're not doing leaves today. Sometimes I find myself wanting to cover every bit of white canvas, and sometimes I prefer having some white canvas show through. It all depends. I also don't know which end is up with my paintings. My brothers would say I don't know which end is up most of the time until I finish and decide. Have you heard scientifically when an object is observed, it changes? And I'm feeling that. I'm working a little slower than usual. Ooh, green. I prefer to use palette knives. So quick to clean up, and they're so interesting to use. When COVID is over, I want to go to my favorite thrift shop and see if they have any pieces of metal that would make a good palette marker. Be able to mark a palette in some way. I find myself leaning toward what I call peacock colors. Have the most beautiful yarn with different shades of peacock colors. Today seems to be wanting to cover all the white on the canvas kind of a day. This is one of my favorite peacock kind of a colors. Hey, that was my first success at not cussing when I dropped paint. I marked this video 18 plus because I couldn't guarantee I wouldn't cuss. Did it. Maybe that's that change with having an audience. I've been known to use a lot of greens. I once made a rug that was about 8 or so, give or take a little, different shades of green wool. So just saying that makes me want to make some new greens with some blues and yellows. I love not blending completely. I love leaving things semi-blended, and I love happy accidents, like when you drop your brush on the canvas and it makes a mark where you hadn't thought of before, but now it's there. I love yellow ochre too. Well, I've done a lot of portrait painting, fair amount anyway, and that's where I fell in love with yellow ochre. I almost always underpaint my portraits with yellow ochre. Kind of like this incline in this direction, but we'll see. Goodness, we've covered the whole canvas already. Here is my wiping off canvas. Yeah, paper. Wiping off paper, not a canvas. Right. I think we're done here. I would say I study my canvas after it's finished in a mirror for my final deciding which way it will go. But I'm really liking this way the most so far. Thank you for joining me. Have your best day ever.